So in this section, I will show you the techniques used to crack Wi-Fi network passwords with WPA/WPA2 protocol. In the Wi-Fi network interaction section, we learn some background to better understand what WPA/WPA2 is. You might need to review it, or you can continue. But just to refresh your memory, there's an important difference between cracking WPA and WPA2 and WEP. Now, this is the approach used to crack the WPA and WPA2 pre-shared key. So unlike WEP, where statistical methods can be used to speed up the cracking process, only plain brute force techniques can be used against WPA and WPA2 because the key is not static. So collecting initialization vectors, like when you're cracking WEP encryption, is not going to speed up the attack. The only thing that does give information to start an attack is the handshake between client and AP. Now, there isn't really a difference between cracking WPA or WPA2 networks. The authentication methodology is basically the same between them, so the techniques are, well, I'd say identical. So it's important to use a brute force attack approach during an attack because cracking the WPA2 encryption algorithm is very computationally intensive. A computer can test maybe 50 to 300 possible keys per second, depending on the computer's CPU. So this process can take days or sometimes hours. Don't want to discourage you, but you will need a word list that will cover all permutations and combinations of characters and special symbols. So a word list, or a password dictionary, is a collection of passwords stored in plain text. It's basically a text file with a bunch of passwords in it. One of the most important points before starting WPA attacks is password lists that you will use during key breaking. It's very important to have a strong list in order to minimize the amount of time that you're going to spend cracking. Therefore, beside the word lists you can find all over the internet, there are some built-in word lists in Kali. But first, let's take a look at some of the word lists on the internet. So go to Kali, open the browser, and search password word lists. So let's click on this GitHub page. So this repository is commonly used for password cracking. It includes a number of very popular lists, including the RockU lists. I don't know if you've heard of those. So we'll take a quick look now. So here's the folder that includes the Wi-Fi WPA passwords. Let's open it, and there are the top passwords in these lists. So you can choose whatever you want according to the password number. Let's open one of them. Okay, so as you can see, it contains simple passwords as well as the most used ones, but there are also some complex passwords. So let's look at some of the other password lists on Google. Yeah, let's have a look at this website. Now, there are word lists with the rate and size information here. So let's go back. There's another popular website that includes password dictionaries and leaked passwords. Add skull in the search bar, and we'll click on the first website. So you can also download these popular password dictionaries from here. Now, these passwords were all collected from leaked or stolen repositories from different websites. Okay, so you can select whatever list you want. I'll download Daniel Miesler's list because we looked at that first, but also I know what's in there. So we'll go back to the GitHub page, click on the sec list, and copy the link. Open the terminal screen, and we'll clone the repository. All right, so now we have taken our most important weapon. We can start these attacks.